I think Brighton relies a lot on its, what quite right, so on its history, and I think the things like the London to Brighton car rallies, um, a lot of the quadrophenia things, so a lot of the motorbike functions, things like that. It's been recognised that those can, as well as just being, in the case of London to Brighton, a sort of a quirky thing that people do. At some point along the line, people realised, well, actually, we can make an event of this. So I think we have an identity as well, a sort of quirky, um, bohemian kind of identity that also they whoever have latched onto and thought, this is worth promoting.
Yeah.
So I think, so probably the history and the identity, the unique identity that we have down here. I believe it did sort of face a period of hardship, which is why the previous company purchased it sort of 30 years ago, because I think it was owned by the council, like the West Pier, that there's very little left of now, because that was opened up to about 1977, and then the council owned that one and left it, so it just started to deteriorate. But I think it suffered back then. It was a symptom of Brighton itself. What I could gather, I wasn't there obviously all those years ago, but tourism had started to decrease. The seafront wasn't the most appealing of places, and I think when this was purchased, sort of coincided with plans to renovate both the seafront and the appeal of Brighton. The season itself is getting shorter. When I first came down to Brighton, before I worked on the pier, I was working in hotels, so I've always been in the tourism industry. You'd find that probably the season we'd start to get busier come the end of May, or mid to the end of May. That would go right through June, July, August, September, to mid-September. So you had quite a period. Now, your peak season, you're really only talking maybe 6-7 weeks, July and August. I think to a degree, particularly with, for example, hotel prices, etc., parking costs, travel costs, it is getting cheaper now to actually go abroad for a couple of days. Minimum 2 night stay in some of the hotels around here is £200-300. When you put the rest of the costs on as well, it is just a bit cheaper to go abroad. I think after the recession, that had a marked effect, not in footfall, but in sort of the money you make, because people are more cautious.